Hello there guys, a very warm welcome back to Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. Now that you've seen Staffordshire, we've now moved down south and we are doing the Perfect Breezer Service 50 operated by Bus, going from Swanage to Bournemouth. Now, as you probably know, I love Swanage, one of my favourite seaside towns and also holiday destinations in England. And I always love going down here in the summer when it's lovely weather, bright skies. It's always a popular destination to go, Swanage's, and I really adore this place so much. So anyway, we're now going up the Orwell Road and we are leaving Swanage towards Bournemouth. So we're just heading up the Orwell Road. As you probably know, the 50 usually uses Evolutions, which are open top deckers. Now, I will be doing a video like this in the flesh, hopefully, when the COVID situation has improved. Because, you know, it's been such a while since I've been to the beaches, because I've hardly been to the beaches for such a long time. Well, last time was back in 2019. So anyway, there's Orwell Cottage Caravan Park. Very nice holiday park to be. So anyway, we're just leaving the beauty town of Swanage. And now we have to climb up a very narrow lane. So as you know, these lanes are so narrow for double-decker buses now. Usually in the Midlands, you don't see many deckers going on narrow lanes, apart from with the likes of the Wollaston Farm direct area, where they have MMC Platinums on the service to Wolverhampton, number 8, and then links onto the X8 towards Birmingham. So anyway, we're now going down the Heath Green Road onto the Swanage Road. So we're now going into the village of Studland. So this is Studland, a nice little hamlet village area. As you know, I love the seaside villages with all the houses, etc. And also Studland is also the home of the iconic beaches. There are 3 beaches at well, 4 beaches at Studland. You have the Middle Beach, the South Beach, the Knoll Beach and Shell Bay. But we're on our way to Shell Bay via this road here. So anyway, here's the view of the Knoll right here. So this is the Knoll coming up. We just passed the Middle and the South Beach. And Shell Bay is right at the end of this road, where we then have to cross the ferry. Now, as you probably know, I won't be filming the ferry, but however, it will be like it when I do it in the flesh. When the coronavirus situation improves, because like we say, it's improving all the time. So we're just heading up to the ferry now at Studland. And just on the opposite side over there is Branson Island, one of the popular small islands to be in Dorset, and that is also a natural attraction to be. And most of these areas are operated on behalf of the National Trust. So we're approaching the Toll Ferry, so just gone through the booth. And there's a lot of coaches. All the buses have to go onto the ferry first because they have the time restricted timetable. So anyway, there is Bournemouth just right over there. And so anyway, I'll see you on the other side of the ferry. Anyway, we just got off the ferry now at Sandbanks. So anyway, here are the shops here at Sandbanks. We have the Haven Ferry shop, which is like a souvenir shop, and you got the takeaway and the cafe. And very nice looking cafe and takeaway. It's a nice part of the ferry. So we're now on the Panorama Road. So we're now on the side end of Poole. And I'll show you Poole Harbour when we get over the other side. Now, as you probably know why we're in Poole, because this is the boundary for Poole, but we're actually in a small area called Sandbanks, which is also the home of the famous, iconic Harry Redknapp. If for those sports fans who want to be interested, who are interested in football, you'll find Harry Redknapp. You'll find out that Harry Redknapp's from this area. So anyway, as you know, this is a very, very expensive place to be. With all these modern day apartments, of course, you've got the Sandbanks Hotel. Of course, loads of people love to go kite flying out on this part of the bay. So we're now heading out of. So we're now going to head out of Sandbanks, and we're going to cross over towards Bournemouth. And anyway, there's Poole Harbour right over there. There isn't another route that goes that you can get to go to Poole Harbour rather than catching the 40 from Swanage. It's actually the service 60 towards that goes into Poole from Sandbanks, but doesn't go over the ferry to Swanage. I think that would be also a good access link, but however, you got the 40 that goes via the inland. It goes the long way around, but it's best if you caught the 50 to the Sandbanks area and then cross the ferry and get off at Sandbanks, and then you'll get over to Bournemouth. So anyway, we're now going through the little village of Branson. As you know, coming up next, we got the iconic Branson Chine. As you know, we're still in the Poole boundary. So anyway, here is Branson Chines, just right here, which everyone loves to go to, and it's the gateway to your holidays. So we're on the Pinecliff Road now. As you know, Branson Chines is one popular location. So we're now going along the avenue. Normally, when I travel by car to go into Bournemouth, we go the direct route, but the bus route goes a different way to the car, because the bus does different runs. So we're now on the Westminster Road now, not to be confused with Westminster in London, because Westminster is also in London as well. So we're now going over to. So we're now at Branson Park now. As you know, we're within the Poole boundary, because Poole is such a big area, especially Bournemouth and especially Christchurch and all that. But I will include Christchurch as well on the agenda to do the Bournemouth to Christchurch, and also do Salisbury and all that. But at present, I'm showing you what it's like to do the 50 towards Bournemouth. So anyway, we're now approaching. So we're now on the Western Road, so we shall soon be arriving in Bournemouth. And as you know, Bournemouth is one popular seaside town as well. And Bournemouth, you get good connections to all parts of the south, especially on towards. And especially you can go inland to the New Forest and to Ringwood, to Christchurch as well. You'll get all sorts when you come here. When you come here to Bournemouth, because Bournemouth is one of these major towns that you can go and visit. Why do people want to consider going to Bournemouth? That's because the beaches. Of course, we've got an M&S simply food store here. Now, there used to be a major M&S store in the town of Bournemouth, which was right at the top of the town. Well, just as the first part we usually go through when we come by car. When we go by car to Bournemouth, we actually used to go through go onto the Avenue Road and then go through the M&S department store, and then come out where Primark is, which used to be known as BHS. However, there's not many stores left in Bournemouth now, well, department stores, because you've got Debenhams gone, M&S has gone, and also Beals has gone. But there might be a chance that Beals could come back to Bournemouth, because Beals has come back to Poole, so you never know, they could come back. Because basically, when Beals left Poole, there was no department stores in Poole at all, because you only had M&S, but that was not classed as a department store you'd go to, because it's like an everyday store. But Debenhams, for example, is not Beals ain't an everyday store, because they're usually based at the south. But however, we do like a bit of Beals. Even I love Beals. The only Beals that you can only find at present is the one in Poole's Dolphin Centre, because you know I love the Dolphin Shopping Centre. So anyway, we just arrived in Bournemouth Square. So anyway, here's Debenhams, which is no longer within the town, but but you never know who could ever take over Debenhams' Bournemouth branch. Maybe turn it into a hotel, or turn it into a residence for the student accommodation, etc. And of course, we've got House of Fraser here as well. But however, so here's House of Fraser, just so you can get off the House of Fraser and go, and then continue on to Bournemouth, but there might be maybe one day Beals may eventually return into Bournemouth town centre. So you see, Beals now abandoned, one big loss to the town. Beals was one best known department store in the town of Bournemouth. So anyway, that is the Beals department store in Bournemouth. Just before we go back to the route, anyway, that's the department store in Bournemouth, Beals. No longer in the town, but hopefully, you never know, without a doubt, we might see the business get restructured again and to get back into business again. So we're just now approaching nearly at Bournemouth railway station. So we're nearly approaching Bournemouth railway station, and of course Bournemouth, you've got good connections to buses, especially with yellow buses as well, being one of the main providers around this part of the region. The Dorset, Hampshire region, and also it used to be Wiltshire and Dorset here years ago, now part of Moorbus. And of course, we're just going past Bournemouth Asda as well, one of the best Asda stores in Dorset. It's one of the biggest Asdas that you can even go to. So anyway, here we are at Bournemouth Bus Station, Bournemouth Asda. So here we are at Bournemouth Asda right here. So there's Bournemouth Asda, there's Bournemouth Railway Station.